More news coming in. The DGCA terminates 4 flight operations inspectors or FOIs in relation with Indigo's recent flight disruption. FOIs in an airline monitor operational compliance and safety. Now, there is some disciplinary action that has been taken by the DGCA. We will be going across to our reporters for more on the Indigo mess and how this action has been taken. But the action has been taken by the regulator here against the FOIs in Indigo Airlines who monitor operations. This action that has been taken by the regulator, terminating 4 flight operations inspectors. The duty, of course, of these operators really is to monitor operational compliance and safety norms. Why has this action been taken? We'll be going across to our reporters some more on why this sort of an action from the DGCA against the airline operators. But they've terminated 4 flight operations inspectors. This in relation with Indigo's recent flight disruption. Remember, the DGCA has been monitoring the situation very closely, also launching an intensive audit of Indigo, summoning their CEO with data on flight disruptions, investigating why this happened. DGCA now sacking 4 flight operations inspectors. Karishma getting in more details on that story. This comes as disciplinary action. Talk to us about the violations here. What more details do you have with you, Karishma, at this point in time?
Yeah, it's very important to understand that FOIs actually serve as the regulators' eyes and ears inside airline operations. They ensure that flights are conducted safely, pilots are competent, and airlines follow every rule. DGCA terminating the contract of 4 FOIs is actually more of internal a result of internal inquiry rather than on Indigo, because they work under the aviation regulators. And their job is to ensure airlines operate safely, legally, and in full compliance. Definitely a big step taken, and in days to come, more could be expected.
All right, the order, in fact, has followed after a meeting that took place of the Director General at the DGCA with the Indigo CEO. Also, several other steps have now been taken by the DGCA, where a complete report has to be submitted along with comprehensive data and updates relating to the recent operational disturbances that we've seen. It's a crackdown of by the DGCA against Indigo that has now been seen. Its officials are now being suspended. The DGCA terminating 4 flight operations inspectors. Karishma was telling us that these are the eyes and ears really of the government within the private airline. This, of course, in relation with the recent flight disruption that happened. Listen in to the Civil Aviation Minister who spoke with India Today exclusively.
आप क्या मुझे कह रहे हैं कि सडनली जब आप सुबह उठे 3 या 4 दिसंबर को यू आर टेकन बाय सरप्राइज कि 1600 फ्लाइट जो 5 तारीख को पिछले फ्राइडे कैंसिल हुए, वर यू टेकन बाय सरप्राइज, या आपको लगा नहीं कुछ तो होगा, लेकिन हमने सोचा कि इंडिगो की जवाबदेही है, इंडिगो विल मैनेज इट. डिड इंडिगो टेक द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड द मिनिस्ट्री फॉर अ राइड? ये सवाल डायरेक्ट है.
ये सवाल आंसर करने के लिए अभी टाइम बाकी है मेरे पास. ये कि गवर्नमेंट को राइड पे लिया है, have they arm twisted? This is a question which I'm still answering. I'm in the process of answering, because here the tussle is not between the government and the airlines. It is not between me and the Indigo. There are people involved. There are people who are relying on these airlines who want to travel across the country from point A to point B. It is my responsibility to take care of them also. It is my responsibility to normalize the operations, look at the stability of the operations, and then I am doing an inquiry on Indigo also how this has happened. And the question that you asked, it is utterly shocking that suddenly on one day that this situation happens. Even though 2 days back they have met DGCA regarding FTTL and they don't even mention about this.
तो was it deliberate? क्या आपको लगता है कि इंडिगो को या तो लगा कि यार मिनिस्ट्री कुछ करने नहीं वाली, डीजीसीए चलते रहेंगे ऐसे, फरवरी चली जाएगी, we'll be okay? Was it that? Or were you I come back to it, were you taken for a ride by Indigo?
ये दोनों का मैंने पहले ही बोल दिया, इसका जो आंसर है वो इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ, हम लिखने के प्रोसेस में ही है। इसका जरूर हम समाधान देंगे और ऐसा समाधान देंगे कि कोई आगे आप या कोई और देश में कोई नहीं पूछे कि मिनिस्ट्री को राइड कर लिया किसी ने।
इट विल नेवर हैपन
इट
अगेन।
विल नेवर हैपन अगेन।
ये गारंटी आप दे रहे हैं सब पैसेंजर्स को, इट विल नेवर हैपन अगेन।
अगर ये मैं नहीं करता तो मैं क्यों रहूं इधर? I am the minister of this country taking care of this aviation sector, and it is my responsibility to ensure that this doesn't happen. And the reason why it has happened is to be found out also. And that is why we have put an inquiry behind this.